Did you check out the new 3D printer?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just had the guys over in IT install it. It's pretty cool. Keep in mind, it's for business use only.
Yes, sir, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, print me a new liver. Oh, I'm an alcoholic, really bad.
Oh, why don't we just print another 3D printer?
Well, I'm not sure that's how those things work. Welcome to Flynndogg Woodwork. Today, I've got an exciting new tool that I think is going to revolutionize my shop. This is something I've been hesitant on purchasing for a long time, but I finally got one, so let's start to talk about it. So I'm not sure who is more excited to see this package arrive at my front doorstep, me or my son, and that's because he plays around with these tools all the time at school. In fact, they even have clubs at his school where they design and create amazing objects with this item. But even though 6th graders can use this tool, this is a tool that I've been completely intimidated by, similar to my intimidations with the CNC. So I decided it was time to tackle this fear and learn a new skill that has endless possibilities for my shop. So what tool are we talking about today? Well, I think you probably already know. So this item is the Ankermake M5C 3D printer. Let's unbox this and start talking about it. Here's a look at the Ankermake M5C 3D printer fully assembled. Now I just assembled this last night, but I did want to tell you about my experience with the unboxing and the assembly. First off, let's talk about the packaging of this tool, as you're most likely going to order this online and have it shipped to you. Therefore, the package may take a beating. Now I've already got this thing assembled because I had to learn how to use it before I made this video, but I did want to show you the packaging. And the packaging for this tool is top notch. There's actually 5 layers of dense foam holding every single piece firmly into place. So when I got this package, I was very confident that I'd be able to assemble this tool without any issues. So now let's talk about assembly. If you're like me and you've never had a 3D printer, you may be a little bit intimidated on whether or not you can assemble this tool correctly.
Nobody is intimidated, actually.
But that's just not the case with this tool. There's actually only 12 screws and 3 plugins that you have to do in order to get this tool running. And would you believe it if I told you there's only 1 page of instructions with 9 steps? And here's a look at those instructions. As you can see, there's only 9 steps, and each one of the steps has its own pictures so that you know exactly what you're doing.
Oh, picture's good.
Not only that, but this item also comes with all the tools that you need for assembly. Let's take a look at those. Not only does this item come with the tools, but the tools also come in this nice carrying case. As you can see, you have a couple of Allen keys, some pliers, a wrench, another wrench, as well as another head for the filament. And it's really nice to have all those tools in one place, but to assemble this tool, all you really need is 2 of those Allen keys. And that's what really blew my mind. In fact, I used this opportunity as a bonding moment with my son and let my son assemble this entire tool with just those Allen keys. And he's 11, so if he can do it, anyone can assemble this tool.
Even me?
So you've got this thing assembled. Now comes the tricky part. How do you actually use this thing? Well, that's where this Ankermake 3D printer shines the best. This tool was specifically designed for beginners in the 3D world. So first off, let's talk about what you're going to need for this machine. The first thing is filament. Here I've got 2 spools of Ankermake filament and the color is green. These come in a variety of different colors so that you can get exactly what you want. And the filament for this tool is fairly inexpensive. You can get 2 of these spools for just under $40. And that filament is used to create almost any object that you want. And as I said before, the assembly and use of this tool was used as a bonding moment with my son. So I let him choose out the very first item we made. And he chose to make a chicken with a big mouth to store things.
I want if you love chicken.
And I'll have to say, I was pretty impressed with that chicken. And if we take a closer look at this chicken, you can see all the detail that this tool was able to make. In fact, if we look at the side, you can see there's very little ribbing here and it's almost completely smooth. And there was no cleanup with this chicken. I didn't have to take a razor out and trim off any excess or do any sanding. But I'm not looking to make chickens for my workshop. I'm looking to make some tools that I'll actually use. So I was fortunate enough to pick out the second project. And since I'm such a Festool fan, I wanted to pick out a tool that I could actually use with my MFT. And luckily enough, the filament color of Ankermake green is almost the exact same color as Festool, so I made this little MFT tray. And if we look at the side profile of this tray, you can see there's a little triangle on the top as well as a little slot that slides right into your T-slot. If we look at the front of the tool, you can actually see a bunch of slots. So let's slide this into the MFT and I'll show you how to use it. So if we look at the side of the MFT, you can see the little triangle slot as well as the T-slot. And this tool is made to slide right into those areas. And this tray is perfect to hold your pens and pencils or any other marking tool, but that's not the only function of this tray. If we look at the side of the tray, you can see there's little slots running down the entire length of the tray. Let me show you what these are used for. Those holes are used as a clamp rack. You can either fit your Festool clamps or your micro jig clamps right into those holes and they become a perfect clamp rack.
Nice rack.
And that right there is a functional, usable tool that I made with this 3D printer on my very first night. And I remind you, I have no 3D printer experience, so how the heck did I make this? Before I show you how to use this item, I want to remind you that I'm going to be leaving links in the description below for ways that you can purchase this item. I'll also leave links to Ankermake, the manufacturer, so that you can get more information on this tool. So let's make a real-life workshop tool with this 3D printer. The first thing that we need to do is to load the filament. So if we look at the filament, you'll notice there's a 90-degree cut on the filament. In order to load it into the 3D printer, we need to cut this angle at 45 degrees. So we'll grab the pliers and cut it at 45 degrees. Once we have the filament cut, we'll simply place the filament on the spool and feed the filament through the little hose. On the head of the printer, you'll notice a little knob that you depress while you continue to feed the filament until you feel some resistance. And that's all you have to do to set up the filament. Now let's turn the printer on and let it warm up so that we can begin our printing. To turn the printer on, you simply flick the switch on the back.
What do you think, I'm an idiot or something?
Once the printer's turned on, it's now time to start the fun part, and that's picking out the tool that we want to create. To do that, we first need to download the app. So the app you'll need to download on your phone looks like this, and this can be found by going to your app store and simply typing Ankermake. Once you've downloaded the app, you follow the easy instructions to sync your device to your phone. And this is where this device really shines. Let's open that app and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we open the app, you can see this is what it looks like. If we scroll down, you can see a lot of models that are pre-made that you can select and print on your printer. But what I'm really interested in is this search button right here on the left. If we click that, we can then select exactly what we want to make. In this case, I'm going to type in Festool. Once we type in Festool, this is going to bring any item that's been pre-made that has the word Festool in it. And in this case, you can see a variety of different items that have the Festool name attached to it. So in this case, I want to make something that I'm actually going to use, and that's a Festool dust collection hose clip. This clip will allow me to attach my electrical cord from my sander to my dust collection hose so that it's all in one piece. So if I scroll through my Festool items, you can see this dust collection clip right here. So if I click this, I can actually download this file so that I can make it on the 3D printer. Once I've selected the file, I'll select the printer and then it will download to the 3D printer. Then all I have to do is to press print. Once the printer has received the data, it will beep and then it will begin to lay out the design. And the temperature of the printer will continue to rise until it reaches its ideal temperature. After that, the printer will confirm its alignment so that it can begin printing. And this is what the tool looks like when working in real time. And since this will take 15 minutes, I'm going to time-lapse this. And just like that, in 15 minutes, our dust collection clip is made and now we can use it. And as I take my clip and place it onto that hose, you can see how well it holds everything together. So that was obviously a very simple project to build with this 3D printer. However, the possibilities are endless. And when you go to the app, you can see all the different designs that you can create with this printer. Everything from tools to accessories to even more complex items are available with this tool with just a simple click on the app. So I've got a ton of items I want to create with this 3D printer, and it's a great option instead of having to buy all these accessories on your own. What's up, y'all? Future Flynndogg here. I did have some time to play around with this 3D printer, and I did want to show you a couple of projects that I made. These are the type of projects that I envision filling my shop up with, so let's take a look at them. So these two objects are some of the first items that I created with that printer, and as you can see, they have some countersunk holes so that you can attach them to a wall or a piece of wood. So what are these for? Well, let me show you. These two items are Festool battery mounting racks. You can easily slide the battery in place, and then you can mount this to any wall. And there are tons of items out there, no matter what your infrastructure is. So whether you're using Ryobi, Festool, DeWalt, or even Makita, you can find accessories for all your items. Another couple of cool things that I've made are these battery dispensers. Here you can see a AA and AAA dispenser and another battery dispenser that holds all different kinds. And I'm just getting started. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of 3D printed items in my shop in the near future. Speaking of the future, let's go back to the past and wrap up this video.
How could I have been so careless? 1.21 gigawatts!
Well, thanks for joining me today on checking out this Ankermake M5C beginner 3D printer. I really enjoyed showing it to you, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and leave a comment. It really does help out this small woodworking channel. Until next time, take care as always.